New songs, new CD covers, and a secret project. I'm Mr. Joshbox, and this is the AKB48 group news of the week. Now, if this is your first time watching one of my videos, this is my weekly news series where I cover the AKB48 group news, including Sakamichi series, and you can always see what section you're on the top right of the screen, whether it's 48 graduated members or 46. And at the end, I'm introducing a new segment called Community, so you can see what people around the community are doing. And as always, you can follow me at Mr. Joshbox and tweet at me news that you think is interesting, as well as some other things you see in the community that's awesome. So let's start with AKB48's 48th single, and actually the CD covers got released for that. Now I have to say the limited edition covers really look better than the regular edition covers. I mean, having them like blowing dandelions look better than Photoshop them pretending to fly, even though you can see their foot is on the ground and everything. I mean, just the aesthetic of it is better, although one complaint I have is that on type A and B, you have two big main members, and then the other ones are smaller on the side, and then you have the big one on C where everyone else is the same size really, so it's kind of confusing to see how they spread everything apart, and instead of having everything a little bit more equal and having a little bit more of the members, they decided to, you know, have type C with everyone big. Because I'm pretty sure you don't have all of the members on the front covers of those CDs. You know, because a 48 single has like a whole bunch of members in it. And something else that got released is the music video. There's a long one and there's a short one. The long one I actually liked. Editing seemed really fun, and I wish I could grab the raw footage and then be able to make something myself out of it. Seems like a super cool project, and I think it's something that I would really want to do. Something similar to that. You know, with that AKB factor in it is what makes it over the top for me. But the song, people are complaining about, like, this is the 48th single, it should be super better. So I think they're putting the hopes up a little bit too much for this. I actually fairly like the song because I like that type of music, I guess. I like that sort of like, not like super in your face music, kind of like this smooth, but yeah, like a little Frenchy kind of music. I don't know how to explain it really. It's like a little bit classical in that sense. And I'm a big fan of classical music. On the radio, I was listening to classical music, and this is right up my alley. So that's the reason why I like it, although I can understand why some people don't like it. I mean, at least there wasn't no shoot sign, right? Another complaint I have about the song is that, why do you need so many members? I mean, this song could be sung by like 5 girls, if you think about it. One girl being the main singer, one being the backup to that singer, and then the other 3 being like the chorus of that song. And having so many, I mean, maybe it's to make up for some of the bad singers in there? I don't know. I don't know what the reasoning is for it. Maybe because 48th single have a lot of members, but then 48th single make a better song. Next up is with BNK and AKB48 going to participate in the same event. This will be in Viral Fest Asia in Bangkok, and actually this is the kind of, nobody knows really what's going on. They're just going to perform together, so I don't know if there's going to be a new single by BNK. I don't know if there's going to be the inauguration of the member who's going to join BNK. So I don't know what will happen. I don't know if Izuta Rino will be like there and she'll like actually move on to them like during this event or something. I don't know. That'd be pretty cool to see. But that'll be June 3rd for those of you in that area and want to check it out. Definitely see them if you're there in your country. Ever since I became a fan, they haven't been to my country, so I haven't been able to see them. And hopefully I get either AKB or Sakamichi over here, and I'll definitely go. And even if it's in New York, I'll probably go fly and see them. Next up is Stu48. Yes, I'm calling it Stu, not STU, because it's way easier to say Stu and everybody gets it. But this is the first time they actually appeared in front of fans in a big audience in this way, and this was at the Hiroshima Flower Festival. And really, they didn't perform any songs. It was just PR mostly. They didn't sing or dance or do anything really. It was just like introductions really. I mean, it's not like they could arrive on their boat or anything. But speaking of Stu48, they actually showed their first song on All Night Nippon. And the title of that is Satoshi no Koe, or Satochi's Voice. Now, when I first heard that STU was going to come out with a song in the 48 single, I thought, okay, it'll be a little bit more party song because, you know, they're on a boat, it's there to have fun. You know, you want to get the mood up when you're on a boat. You don't want to be all bored and everything because then what's the fun in it? But they released a song which is very slow, in fact. And I mean, although it sounds nice for one of the slower songs, I have to say it sounds kind of generic. And what I mean by generic, it kind of sounds like this was one of the songs that they came up with in a batch before, And now that a new group is producing, they're like, oh, let's look at that batch of cool songs we had and like pick one out and give it to them. Kind of feels like that. Feels like something pre-planned in that sense. So again, not horrible, but not what I expected. Next up is about an individual AKB member, and that's Sashihara Rino. Now this news came out like the day I uploaded the video, and that's with her making a new idol group with voice actresses. If you remember, I talked about this like a long time ago where she was planning to do this, and I thought she was crazy for having so much stuff to juggle, and now she's studio manager, so now it's like a whole bunch of more things to juggle. But anyway, about the group, it's a 13-member group, and their name is Equals Love, or their pronunciation, Ikoru Rabu, which I mean is a alright name, Equals Love. I feel like if the S was there, it'd be a little bit more English, less Japanese, because you know it's Equals Love, not Equal Love. Well, I mean, Equal Love does make sense. What am I talking about? But the average age of the group is 16, with the youngest being 12 and the oldest being 20, so they have a wide variety of members in there. So it'll be interesting to see what she does with that group and how eventually the involvement will be with AKB, since, I mean, she is under the AKB name still. She owns that, and if eventually she becomes something in management of AKB, then, I mean, she's not going to ditch the group like they mentioned on 48 Talk. They need to include him if she becomes a bigger figure in AKB. And next up, I want to talk about a graduated member.
Shimazaki
and that
Haruka.
Graduated member is
Shimazaki Haruka.
And she was recently in a TV commercial, which I thought was really funny. Link down in the description about all info about this. But she's in a new commercial, and I'm not sure what it is exactly. I read drama. It kind of looks like a stage play, but it also looks like it could be like a thing for the lottery where you could win stuff. So I'm not 100% sure, but if we're basing it off the article I saw, it said drama. And if it is a drama, it'll actually be pretty interesting. The commercial is for Takarakuji, is what it's called. And again, not really sure what it is, but going on the website, it seems like a lottery thing where you could win prizes, but there's also like different theaters. So I was guessing stage play, like I said earlier. But I mean, it said drama, so what is it? But if this is a drama, as mentioned, then it'll actually be pretty interesting because the main character, I guess, is like an old samurai who time traveled to the current date, and her companion is Haruka, who is actually present tense person. That's what I saw from the commercial, but if that's the premise, it'll be kind of interesting. I feel like it'll be a little goofy, but yet the samurai will try to be serious at times. It seems like it kind of builds its own story, really. Which, I mean, is great for the writers, so that way they could come up with a better story than, I mean, an average person could. And that's all for Graduated. Let's go to 46. And to start off 46, we're going to go with the third album cover that just released. Not to say these are pretty cool covers. My favorite, I don't think I have a favorite because they're generally the same idea, just different poses and different people, really, which is something cool they did. They included third gen, have to mention that. But the promotional image is actually my favorite because it shows all of the members together in the same place. Now, if this was a regular single, something cool they could have done is have that image, or alternate image, and have every single A, B, C, D be a different section of it. That way when you brought them all together, they were actually all connected in a big picture. That sounds pretty cool, and I'd probably bet that a lot of people would buy all of them just to connect them all. But something else that's cool is that Saito Asuka's solo song actually got previewed in the radio. I think it was on Harry's English class, because I heard Harry Sugiyama, but I'm not 100% on that, because it literally just happened. So, that song, I listened to it, so I was writing down notes while I was listening to it, and these are some of the things I noticed. One, the beginning is a little iffy. It sounds like a little off. It doesn't sound like... It sounds like a B-side song, as some people say. But then, when you get to the chorus, you're like, oh, okay, you know what? This song isn't too bad. I could actually get into this. And I mean, although you hear a little bit of auto-tuning in her voice, her singing is not that bad. So, I mean, take a listen for yourself. It's down in the description if I remember to put it. And you can actually go and see for yourself and see how it sounds. And the reason I don't know if I'll put it is because, you know, Sony, they like to take things down for us international fans. Ugh, technology. But next up is with Nogizaka and 7-Eleven. They're doing something once again together, but this time the Nogizaka girls are actually making a bento box that will be sold at 7-Eleven. Not to say some of the food looks good, some of the food looks alright, but I mean, overall, if you look at the pictures that I'm going to show now, you can see the different members, the different things, and the ones that look the most appealing to me is Shiraishi's, because it looks like it has cheese on it, and I like cheese. And then we have Nishino Nana says, who just the food just looks pretty good in general. I mean, who doesn't love a good fried rice, right? And then next up would probably be Sakurai. That one looks pretty good too. Because I mean, I like chowder, and that kind of looks like a chowder with maybe like tofu or something in it. So that piques my interest, and maybe Etomisa's and Ikoma's, I'd try that out, because that's sort of like a gumbo-ish kind of dish. And then we have Saito's and Sayuri's, who's literally is just like a piece of meat cut up and a little sauce on the side, the little garnish. It's pretty funny. Don't think I'll be picking that one up. But I mean, I won't be picking up any of these because I'm in America. But yes, if you're in Japan, definitely go and try these out and, you know, just try them out and see what they picked and see if it goes according to the taste buds or if they pick some horrible combination, just like how Nagahama Neru would probably pick something bad with their bad combination of foods. Next up is with Nogizaka and a secret project they're doing. Now the project is called Always With You, but there's really no detail other than a countdown on their website. So I have to wait and see what that's about. By the time I upload this, I think the timer will be up and we will know what happened. So this video is like way behind and I'll probably talk about it next week. But my guesses are probably it's another mobile game or it might be a real game just like AKB had. And next up is with the Sakamichi girls actually going to the Girls Awards Spring-Summer 2017 show. And there's nothing really much else to say about that other than everyone's in the runway showing off clothes which look better than the other runway show. And I mean, everyone just looked good. Next up, something pretty interesting, and that's with Crunchyroll. And actually they have a show where Nogizaka 46 is in. I know Matsui Rena is in the other show that is also on Crunchyroll, but she's an ex-member. But current members, actually Undergirl members, which is even more interesting, are actually in the Crunchyroll show. And I mean, definitely go check that out. Leave comments and show your support, because really, if you go to Crunchyroll and then like say, oh, Nogizaka's the best or something like that, then they know Nogizaka has interest in at least in some people, and maybe we'll get more variety shows or more Nogizaka shows in Crunchyroll, and maybe we'll get a little bit more momentum in the international community. I might be reaching out kind of far, but I mean, it is a possibility, right? So go definitely check out the link below, watch it. You can watch it for free, and that comes out Thursdays, 5 p.m. I'm not sponsored by Crunchyroll, but if Crunchyroll does want to sponsor me, that's a different story. And next up, I want to talk a little bit about the community and some cool things the community is doing. So let me start with that. First up is a new English AKB news site, which actually uploads daily instead of weekly like me, and every article at a time like AKB48 Daily, which doesn't really run anymore or did. And actually, I have a link down below where you can go and see the original tweet that I saw, which led me to this website. So definitely check that out and show your support and tell them I sent you. And next up, we have this viewer over here who has a poll/survey on Google Forms, which you can go and check out. That way he can know a little bit more about the international community and seeing who are our favorite Sakamichi members. And the reason why I'm saying this is because he collects a lot of data. If you see some of the forms he has, you can see that he does ratings based off of handshake events, based off of Google search results, based off Twitter mentions, so many different things that lead to who's popular in different areas of everything. And he's trying to do something for the international community, kind of like organizing more data, which is super cool. I like looking at data, I like making data, so this is definitely something up my alley. And if you guys like data too, check out the link down below and support this survey. And you have until May 9th to complete that, by the way. And that'll do it for the news this week. You can actually go and subscribe to keep up to date with these news segments. And you can like the video, comment, all of that. Really, just go and comment what you think about the video and all the stuff I mentioned in the news, as well as any other community stuff you see. You can tweet at me at Mr. Joshbox. But again, that will do it. Thank you all for watching.